Speaking of gold, mining group Auric Mining is set to list on the ASX early this month following a $6.5 million raise. That's to fund its drilling programs at its 2 gold projects. And to tell us more, Managing Director Mark English. Mark, great to talk to you.
Hello, thanks gents. How are you today?
Very well, thanks. Great to have a chat. So just tell us then, you're obviously preparing for the listing. Tell us a bit more about once you are listed, what your plan is, just as far as those projects are concerned.
Yes, we acquired 2 mining projects from publicly listed companies in the later part of last year. The principal project is a project called Munda, which is at Widgie-Mortha, just south of Kalgoorlie and Kambalda. It's got a known resource on it currently of around 174,000 ounces. We've got a drilling program lined up to commence on the 1st of February. We intend to get into work and increase that resource quite rapidly.
And Mark, how close do you think you are until first production? How long until you actually start shipping gold?
That's always an interesting question. There's 2 ways you can go about it. You can work with what you've got or work to expand. We've got 2 projects. One project's a project called Jeffrey's Find that we bought off Mincor Resources. That's a project that will most probably toll treat at Coolgardie or Kalgoorlie. We hope to have that into production in the first part of 2022. The other project, we don't want to put it into production just yet. We want to expand it. We want to do further work, further drilling, expand the resource, and we want to acquire other resources in the area.
Yeah, can you just give us a sense then of the capacity of those mines and their life?
Yeah, Jeffrey's Find is a fairly small and discrete resource. It's at the bottom of the Fraser Range. It's just northeast of Norseman. That's got a resource of around 48,000 ounces on it. It would take us most probably 2 years to toll treat it. It would generate great cash flow at this price of $2,500 Aussie an ounce is a great price. Munda is a far bigger project, far bigger resource. But as I said, we sit at the top of the Widgie-Mortha Dome. We've got some neighbours around us that are nickel miners that have announced that they want to try and divest gold assets. We're talking to them and we're talking to other people, and we're going to commence a drilling program, as I said, for 3,500 metres of drilling, commencing on the 1st of February this year.
Mark, tell us, if you can, a bit more about the team. It looks like there's a bit of experience over there, not least of which is yourself there, formerly running Bullion Minerals for 7 years before its IPO. Who else you got at the team?
Our principal technical director, John Utley, is a gold expert. He's operated all around the world. He's got great credentials. His biggest claim to fame in the last 10 years, he was working up in Nova Scotia. That's now the lowest cost producing gold mine in Canada. Steve Morris is our non-executive chairman. Steve was on the De Grey Mining Board for many years. Steve's in the capital markets in Melbourne. The other director is Steve Struble. Stephen and I worked together on a mining company in Eastern Europe for many years. So there's 4 directors, all great experience, all good knowledge, and all with the relevant credentials and expertise.
And Mark, as far as the IPO is concerned, obviously now is the time. I mean, investors obviously showing that they're very keen on getting in on these IPOs at the moment. So, what was actually driving the timing of this for you?
Oh, look, timing's everything, isn't it, gents? We all know that. The biggest time for us was getting all the necessary shareholder approvals from the vendors to acquire their assets, which we completed in September 2019. We got our prospectus registered at the ASIC on the 18th of November. We've just about completed our capital raise. We've only got about $500,000 to go. We intend to close it on the 12th and 13th of January, and then we intend to get listed on the ASX around either the 20th or the 21st of January.
So Mark, there's no shortage, as Andrew just mentioned, of other gold miners out there. So give us your pitch if you can. Why should investors consider Auric over the other alternatives that are out there?
Oh, look, we're in a fantastic location. We're just south of Kambalda. We're 5 kilometres off the bitumen from the Norseman Coolgardie Road. We've got great infrastructure around us. We've got, access to everything. All the good drilling companies are located in Kalgoorlie, Kambalda. Kalgoorlie is the centre of the gold mining area of West Australia. It's all about location, guys. It doesn't matter what you do, whether it's property, mining. We're in a superb location. We've got great access to everybody that we need to pursue our dream to create a really good gold mining company.
Of course, it's a mug's games to forecast the future at this point, given what's going on around the globe. But how are you looking at the gold price at the moment? Do you have confidence in that?
Oh, look, I'm not a gold expert, but gold loves a bit of instability. Gold is a great form of holding wealth. Interest rates where they are, gold is going to be strong. The gold price was weak there about 2 months ago. It certainly picked up. I think it's now around 1950 US an ounce. We'd like the Aussie dollar to be a bit lower for us, but it is what it is, and we'll deal with what we've got to deal with.
Yeah, just on that point, does you see that as a potential risk going forward? With forecasts that the Aussie is likely to touch 80?
Oh, look, yes, gents, but we won't be digging gold out of the ground for at least another 12 months. We'll be actually in acquisition mode. So on the flip side, that's got some benefits for us because we can actually negotiate most probably better acquisitions. We've allocated $1 million of our money to do M&A activity. We know that we're small, we're pretty nimble. That's a bit of a tortuous word, but we're quite smart. And we think a lower gold price might help us with some acquisitions in the near future.
All right, well, we'll keep an eye out for that. We'll be sure to keep in touch. Hey, Mark, great to talk to you this afternoon. Thanks very much for joining us from Auric Mining.